Hello and welcome, it's Pamela here. I hope you're having a great day. Today I've got a really quick and easy art journal spread that I want to share. I'm working in my small Arteza watercolour journal. I'm planning on using some sprays to add colour later on, so the first thing I do is cover up the gutter of the journal with some washi tape. This will prevent the sprays from leaking into other pages, and it also protects the spine of the journal. The next step is to add some heavy white gesso to my pages. I think my main aim with this spread, apart from just playing around with products and having fun, is to see if I can leave some white space. I do cover up a lot of my journal pages, and I just kind of challenging myself to leave some white space in this one. That's why I'm using Finnabare's silicone brush, because I want that extra texture in that space rather than having brush strokes. And yeah, it's really nice. It's so quick and easy as well to apply your gesso or any paste that you want to use. Here you can see I'm using some of Tim Holtz's Collage Papers. This one is called Typeset, and it's actually my first time using them, but I really wanted to give them a try and I really like them. They are light in texture and they're like a tissue paper and really easy to apply. I did realise that these wouldn't show a lot as they'd be getting covered up by the rest that I plan to add on to my page, but I just still really wanted to use them and see what they were like. I think if I were, or the next time I use them, I probably wouldn't take so long fussing around and seeing where I wanted to place them, as they're so light. You see that like a gust of wind just kind of blew them all over the place and I had to reposition them. So I think next time I would just tear off the amount I roughly wanted and just kind of rip a piece, place it down, and just as I'm doing here, put it, adhere it with the transparent gesso, but I wouldn't worry so much about the placement first. I would just go piece by piece. There's the wind blowing it all away and I end up putting bits into different places, but I think it actually turns out better than what I had originally decided on, so it's all good in the end, I suppose. So if you haven't already, I would definitely suggest looking into getting these collage papers. I really like them and I'll definitely be using them again. I've also got the typography collage papers, which have more sepia tones, and I plan to use those in upcoming pages too. So once they're all positioned and adhered, I just want to give them a quick dry for the next step, so I use my heat tool. Then I want to knock back that black colour a bit and just make them a bit more tonal. So I'm dry brushing on some gesso with just a barely damp brush. And dry brushing is a great technique in mixed media for giving a kind of aged appearance, but also with any colour it will make them a bit more subdued, so it's a really handy technique. If you've watched any of my previous art journal videos, you'll know I do love a bit of stenciling, so of course I'm adding some to this spread as well, and I'm using Prima's paper texture paste, which I really love. It's quite light and airy, and I was using a stencil from the Dusty Attic. The name of that stencil is Cobblestone. It's my first time using that too today, but I think it would be really versatile in the future. So now I'm adding some colour to my spread, and I'm using Lindy's Starburst Sprays. This first colour is called Cotton Candy Pink. The thing that I did forget to do was spray my page with water first, but I just sprayed it once I'd applied a few drops of that pink and got it to run around a bit before adding the next colour, which was Cattail Copper Brown, which is a gorgeous colour. It's quite bronzy, I think, but yeah, I guess that's where the name copper comes from. I did dry off my page with the heat tool between those two colours just so I wouldn't lose that lighter pink. But I do apply my Autumn Maple Crimson, which is the third colour I'm using, straight in with the Cattail Copper Brown and apply some more water and just let them run around a bit. I'll also apply a bit more of the Cotton Candy Pink before I dry them all off, and I just let them all run into each other and blend and go off that middle part a bit into the sides of the spread. But I am trying to keep a bit of the collage papers on the side just peeping through. So once I'm happy with that colour in the middle, I'll add a few splatters with Cotton Candy Pink and the Cattail Copper Brown. I guess I couldn't leave my pages completely white in the end, and I felt like I needed to blend them in with that main area in the middle. I've just used archival ink in jet black to stamp in the sentiment Butterfly Dreams, and that's from Debbie Moore Designs stamps. I then went to stamp a second sentiment in the top left hand corner, and that's where you saw me make quite a boo-boo in my art journal. My art journal isn't in the middle yet, so it's not laying completely flat, and my image just came out so bad. So every mistake can be fixed, which was why I didn't edit that bit out, and I wanted to leave it in the video just to show you it happens to all of us. I fixed it just by adding more of the gesso in that area and then adding some more of the splatters. I then decided to add some white splatters, especially in the middle, and I done that with some slightly watered down gesso. I'm taking the black archival ink again now and just blending some of the ink really lightly around the edges of my pages. And I guess my ink pad might need re-inking, as that colour hasn't really come out deep enough on the sentiment. So I've just gone over it with a Faber-Castell Pitt Artist brush. And now I'm adding a couple of butterflies that I cut from some Bow Bunny dies. And to make them a bit more interesting, I'm double layering them with black cardstock and a pale pink cardstock that goes really well with that Starburst spray. Because they'd look funny with two sets of feelers, I've cut the pink ones off and have just left the black ones. And finally, I'm adding a few splatters of black gesso. And that completes this quick and easy art journal spread. I hope you like the way that it turned out and you're inspired to create something similar. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care.